help these guys out. So then I went into, what the heck is going on with my phone? Well, then I went into, when I got out of the military, when I got out of the Marine Corps, I went to college, and I needed all my documents and paperwork and everything reviewed. And because I got out to go to college, and when I got into college and everything, you know, there were several situations living in the dorm, you know, taking the classes. Believe it or not, I actually called up legal counsel, and it was costing me about $80 each time I called up a lawyer. Then all of a sudden I decided to open up a business. Well, I opened up the first one. It cost about $5,000 to get the LLC going. It cost money to, you know, have the lawyers overlook everything. And it just was a very expensive process. Then every single time I had a question, I'd be charged. Well, it took me then, once we got the businesses all open, it was about, as a retainer, they wanted around $5,000 retainer each month to own the different businesses and to have them on call. Well, once you spend your retainer, now they're charging you for every time you call. Well, the problem is, I never really needed to call about, you know, I'm being in trouble. I called with questions to the legal system and a business that I knew nothing about, but I had to educate myself. And even with a degree, with several degrees from college, from the military and everything else, I didn't understand the business world, and neither did my partners. And so I was using my lawyer nonstop, and it was eating through all of our profits. So then, you know, all of a sudden things did go wrong, and, you know, next thing you know, I'm trying to ask my lawyer for advice because nobody else knew how to give advice. Nobody else knew what to do, what to say, where to go. And I was being charged nonstop from a really good attorney, you know, and it kept me out of trouble and everything else. But I was calling him 4 or 5 times a day with legal questions and business questions and LLC questions and what a contribution tax is and all the different taxes of Illinois. And it just was a headache because every time I call at the end of the month, I get this huge bill for thousands and thousands of dollars, and there was nothing anybody could do about it. And it was all about questions I had. Now, somebody did approach me a couple different times about Legal Shield at the time, but I asked them and they didn't always explain it to their best ability. Well, finally, after I closed down all my business, I had my daughter, was fighting in court for my daughter and child support and getting custody and all that good stuff that people go through a lot. I was able to talk with a good buddy of mine who asked me if I knew it, and I told him no because I didn't even realize somebody approached me about it. Well, next thing you know, I got Legal Shield, and I was able to call up attorneys, the exact same attorneys pretty much, that I was already using. But this time it wasn't costing me. It was only costing me around $18.95 a month instead of thousands of dollars a month for getting all the advice. And they were reviewing my paperwork, and I was able to go and do some other businesses without that high cost that I was getting before. So then I saw that some of my friends were having legal situations, fighting, you know, for custody of their kids and everything else. So I started offering it to them, saying, look, go to this instead. And they were getting the exact same lawyers that beforehand, when they went in and asked them, they were getting charged full price. Now, how does this help anybody? That's just one of the very many stories I got. But when you're sitting there trying to fight speeding tickets, fight court battles, you know, being falsely accused of things that in a million years, because there are some people that use the legal system, they're ambulance